Anti-vaccine.
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 Oh my god. Wait a minute, this is actually kind of good. Hold up. Hey, hold up.
Anti-vaccine.
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 Huh? Bro, your clip's not even loading, bro. Where's Greek?
I am not vaccinated and I haven't been vaccinated. And I have 2 kids, they haven't been vaccinated either, and that's all vaccines.
The whole COVID pandemic kind of woke me up.
It feels like discrimination when I tell people I'm anti-vax or I haven't been vaccinated.
I am pro-life as well, and a lot of the ingredients they put in it are...
You know, Jet, I feel like sometimes people have takes, right? And they say that they're discriminated for their takes. And the reality is they should be discriminated for their takes. And I think that's an okay thing. And you say, oh my god, I'm offended because I think what you're saying is wrong. And I can't believe you just said that. And then you're trying to cancel me on Twitter, right? And then I'm gonna say, okay, then what about people that are racist or whatever? Or what people that are X, Y, or Z, whatever the fuck? You know, I mean...
Are fetal cells, they've done testing with fetal cells. For me, personally, as a Christian, I just don't agree with that.
She came out really bold and started saying a whole bunch of facts, so that was kind of a red flag for me.
I'm a pharmacist, and when they put in with the COVID vaccination, I just felt really uncomfortable. It's just made me...
Why, did they say what?
Fetal cells, they've done testing with fetal cells. For me, personally, as a Christian, I just don't agree with that.
She came out really bold
I don't know what
and
you
started
said.
saying a whole bunch of facts, so that was kind of a red flag for me.
I'm a pharmacist, and when they put in with the COVID vaccination, I just felt really uncomfortable. It's just made me open my eyes to how many things are in vaccines and how much we don't discuss them in the medical community.
My anti is toward
Okay. Is a pharmacist part of the medical community?
COVID vaccines. Actually, truth be told, the rapid test we just took was the
big
first
three
COVID test I've
OLED
ever taken.
school.
I refused to take a COVID test. The vaccine was pushed so that...
Yes. I thought when you talk about this shit, you would more talk about like the people who make the science behind it, the researchers, the doctors, the fucking PhD holders, not the people who fucking put the pills in the fucking boxes and give them to the people. I feel like
they could rig the election, and that's personally my belief.
So you believe the election was rigged?
I believe it was, yes.
Cool.
Growing up, I got most of my vaccines. However, I especially did
What?
not want to get the COVID vaccine.
the pharmacists, they put the things in the bottle and they give them. No, they make them. Okay, no, they don't make them.
The media censorship was the biggest start to me, kind of like he said, waking up to this.
We know ourselves better than going...
My man in the chat thinks that he goes to the fucking CVS, and the lady says, wait a minute, goes out back, pops the machine open, start brewing some shit and twisting some knobs, and start cooking some shit, and get some freshly pressed pills. What the fuck is he talking about, man?
To a doctor who only sees us for a few minutes at a time.
You said you were a pharmacist?
Yeah.
Did you leave your work? You kind of implied that. I don't know if you actually did.
With the increase of the vaccine mandate and having it required for the rest of the chain. So I actually have a family member that does work from home from an independent mail order pharmacy, and she got me a gig there. And since then, things have been pretty chill.
So you left willingly, they didn't like ask you to leave?
Yeah.
So I used to actually, I started as a teacher in elementary school and they actually asked me to leave because it was mandated that you had to be vaccinated to be in like a group.
Okay. One, you're not a pharmacist. Okay, stop lying. 2, they don't make the fucking pills. They don't make the pills. They don't make them, man. Motherfucker. They don't make the pills, dude. Man, dude, I'm not.
So that was really frustrating.
I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm not gonna follow the debate. I'm done.
And the fact that I was fired from my career just because of a personal choice is like really upsetting to me.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm very passionate about this issue now.
I was actually asked to leave nursing school. I started for a month, and then they accepted my religious exemption, and then a month into it said never mind. So,
bro, what is that?
Can capsules right now, and all that's required is that we take our pre-measured instead of geometric dilute.
Bro, he's taking the powder that was researched and developed by the pharmaceutical companies, and he puts them in a fucking capsule, yo.
We are going to pour it.
Okay, that's like saying that because you cooked the meal, you made the food, okay? Because you cooked the fucking pork chop, you put them in the oven, okay? Doesn't necessarily mean that you fucking killed the animal, cut it up, motherfucker, cleaned it up, That is not what, no. Okay, but this is not, dude.
In about a minute, you can walk.
Okay. In that example, you're literally saying that this girl is part of the community that knows, fabricates, research, and does all the shit around the vaccines. Brother. Okay. The closest she'll get from the vaccine is staying out of the box. That's the closest she'll get to the fucking sense of it. What the fuck are you talking about, man?
Yeah, I lucked out because I go to college in Oregon, and at first they were like, no, you can't come in here without a vaccine and everything, but I was able to get the philosophical exemption, and then they wanted to test me weekly, and I was like, no, like I'm not doing that. And then after kind of going back and forth, they were like, okay, like you're fine.
I wrote Ryan
I am a pharmacist,
because
or
in
as
the
I
waiting
like to
room we
call
were
it, a bill barista. Let me go out back and cook you up
joking
something
that his name was
fresh.
Brian and not Ryan, and then I...
That's okay.
Okay.
He was able to get a philosophical exemption,
They
which I had
physically
never
make
heard
the
of.
bills there, not its entire molecular makeup, Pepega.
Well,
There's
no,
no way you can
well,
get
no
away.
shit, you moron.
During the pandemic, I got my dream
Oh
job at
my
a children's
God.
hospital, but I was asked to leave just for my personal decision of wanting to shit on children in their sleep. What a world we live in, huh?
It's not having a COVID test.
Most people have gone through at least one by now. We've been like 2 years in.
I could not believe that I got voted out first round. If anybody is the mole, it's not me, that's for sure.
How has not being vaccinated affected like your guys' personal relationships, like friends and family?
I had to miss a wedding that I was really excited for one of my friends back in Indiana. She ultimately decided to ask everyone to be vaccinated because her grandparents were there, which...
Okay, if you're a pharmacist, you're not part of the process of the fucking
I
vaccine.
had to
yo.
get vaccinated for school.
It comes
and I
in
just
the
made
little
a fake card
boxy
on
box.
The computer Lamar,
Okay,
and it works.
and they're not part of the discussion. They're not part of the what the fuck. They're not part of any of this shit. Okay, their pharmacy, which they probably don't own, receives the fucking box. Okay, they take the box, they open up the box, and they administer the shot. Yo, okay. End of story.
Who asked
So saying that she's part of the medical community around the vaccine is like saying that because I work at CVS,
2 years,
I'm
thanks
part
for everything
of the fucking
xQcL.
community of development, research and development of pills. Like, bro, what?
I completely understood, but it was really heartbreaking to not be a part of that special day with her.
Yeah.
One side of my family refused to see me, so that was kind of disheartening, and I feel like people tie certain political views to my personal idea not to get vaccinated. I'm not
You said what, lady? You said...
to see me, so that was kind of disheartening, and I feel like people tie certain political views to my personal idea not to get
Yeah, you're politically brain dead.
For 30 minutes, this Pepega is still trying to Google
I'm not
Google.
a
Smartest
right-wing
xQc
extremist.
takeover.
That is a
Bravo
stance.
also,
People are
says you
associating
lol
me with.
W.
I am not
Oh my
just someone
God.
who is not vaccinated. I actually have natural immunity. I have contacted the virus before, and multiple studies have shown that natural immunity actually lasts longer as far as resilience to
I
contacting
think
COVID
the vaccine
again.
has
The right
gotten
to
to
our-
you.
This
I am
this
the
is very
process
smart.
fact.
This is very smart. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. This is very, very smart thing. Okay, guys, if you've caught a cold before, okay, you shouldn't give a fuck the cold. You're literally immune. Okay, you've caught a cold. If you caught the flu, if you've caught anything out there, okay, you're the Hulk, motherfucker. You're what the fuck, dude? You can. It doesn't matter, man.
Our own
You're
body
fucking immunized
is,
against the
the
whole
opposite of
booklet,
tyranny
man.
that would normally
Fuck
be
it, dude.
associated with
Fuck
that.
it, dude.
Yeah, I'm very libertarian leaning.
Heck
so my,
yeah.
Oh my god,
ideas
what the
aren't like
fuck?
I line up with a Republican or Democrat.
Of course not. That was sarcasm. What is on with you?
For me, it's
Yes.
just we should have the ability to decide what we want to do.
Yeah, and I just think it's scary too when the government starts to say like they're doing this for your own health and their safety, and it's just funny like how all of a sudden the government started caring about your health. Wouldn't they have banned like smoking cigarettes years ago? Like it just seemed like a lot of censorship too, like to not be able to like find any other information about like side effects. I have a few friends who had like some bad side effects, but you can't, once you post that out there, it's censored.
Even the VAERS report, there's thousands of reports of people with like vaccine side effects.
Okay. The fucking lady said what?
Banned like smoking cigarettes
Yeah,
like
exactly,
years ago.
yeah.
Like it just seemed like a lot of censorship too, like to not be able to like find any other information about like side effects. I have a few friends who had like some bad side effects, but you can't, once you post that out there, it's censored.
Even the VAERS report, there's thousands of reports of people with like vaccine side effects, and people pretend like that's not a reality.
The side effects, yeah, shit happens sometimes. You're gonna get lightheaded. You're gonna get a fucking, you're gonna get a headache, motherfucker. Did people not watch TV? Have you ever seen
26 months
any
or
fucking
something.
any fucking medication? Side effects includes nausea, headache, loss of life, loss of hair, loss of balls, fucking dick falling off. Like, dude, side
And I
effects.
think it's interesting how they care about our
How
health
does
and
the
everything,
girl
but
in
they
the
say
purple
nothing
have
about
such a big
nutrition,
forehead, but
sunlight,
such a small brain?
working
She's
out, going to the
hands down
gym,
the
getting
dumbest
outside, and
person
being
I've
around
seen on
people that love you
Jubilee.
and stuff like that. Like that's good for your health.
Forcing.
Instead, they lock us in a room with like artificial lighting and paint and don't get sunlight and don't get to talk to people. Yeah, and then they put a mask on us, which is not healthy at all.
Nico was throwing out a lot of buzzwords. He kept saying pandemic, and I think he said jab. Very much so it looked like he was making a character, and he was really trying to hit all
Guys. If Greg these days didn't fucking hard bait with literally fucking dog shit forced whatever the fuck, I'm talking, bro, Greek. You've been baiting with literally just, dude. You've been baiting so hard with this fucking made up shit you've been doing, dude. You need the same thing on
the
Discord.
buttons. I was teaching first grade, and a lot of those kids, because of the COVID lockdowns, they had never had any social experience for the past 2 years. And to act like that isn't detrimental to their social health, to their mental health, it very
Where'd you
frustrates me.
teach? What?
San Bernardino County.
Okay.
I was saying I personally don't think that it's really anybody's business if
Yeah.
I've been vaccinated or not, and I don't think that I should not be able to go certain places, eat certain places, or even enroll my kids in school because they haven't been vaccinated. It's just not. It's not fair, and it's like really nobody's business. It's my health, you know.
You said none of your kids don't have.
Nothing's gonna be safe and effective like withholding the data for 75 years. What is this guy talking about, man? Is this one of those like NASA guys where like every fucking employee that's ever worked there is like silenced forever and they're never gonna say anything? They're all part of like some elaborate fucking corroborated lie that they're all being somehow paid or mind controlled from or some shit. Bro, you need to get a fucking book or some shit. Get a book. Get a book.
How did that
I've
affect
never
them,
had.
like getting into school?
Well, they're 3 and 2
Oh,
months,
okay.
so they're not old enough yet. But yeah, I haven't been vaccinated either, and it hasn't affected me in any way. Done. I'm back healthy, and I only get sick maybe like 2 times a year.
You said that you moved down to California?
Yeah, yesterday.
I'm trying to get out.
Yesterday.
I'm trying to get out of California.
Yeah, no,
so
me
why
too,
did you
yeah.
move to California?
Guys,
So
we were watering this. Let me just finish it at least.
So,
I need to eat some food.
Lived in Texas for like 10 years. Then I moved to Oregon for school, and then I got a job offer as an internship here in California. And honestly, like, yeah, all the mandates.
Only Americans and Canadians think going to the doctors every week is normal, so you pay more in insurance and doctor's fees. You've been conned into contributing to capitalism. Well done.
Okay, and by donating $50, you contribute to capitalism in the most impactful way you possibly could. What the fuck are you talking about?
But I mean, it's California. It's kind of like that kind of the dream to come and live here. So
I'm trying to switch with you. I want to go to Texas, man.
yeah, for sure.
Like,
yeah,
I'll
be
take your
back
old
soon,
spot.
for
I'll take
sure.
your own spot.
Yeah.
So loud, man.
He went to university in Oregon and somehow wasn't required to get vaccinated there.
Why would someone move from a more conservative area to a liberal area if they were anti-vax?
Hi xQc. Have you seen my email about personal chef, butler, personal trainer? You can check your email for before and after
the mole is
photos.
still in the box, and you'd like to continue playing the game, please raise your hand.
Can I ask who everybody voted for in the elections?
I voted for. Oh, you're talking about the actual election?
Yes.
Oh, I voted for Trump. Again, like I'm libertarian, that isn't really I'm not a Republican, but he definitely was a better choice over what we have now.
What about everybody else?
Yeah, I'm libertarian as well, and I actually believe that neither of the candidates were good, and I did not feel comfortable supporting
Hey,
either of them, so I did
xQc!
not vote.
Have you seen my mail about personal...
Oh, look at it, look at it, look at it.
Right. I didn't vote either. I haven't voted in like 2 years.
I haven't voted either. I felt really uncomfortable.
What?
With
You said what?
Were good, and I did not feel comfortable supporting either of them, so I did not vote.
Right. I didn't vote either. I haven't voted in like 2 years.
I haven't voted either. I felt really uncomfortable with just how nasty everything was getting. Everything kept getting more increasingly cloudy. I felt like as the election came closer and closer, so I just didn't feel like I had enough information.
How's that based? If you don't vote, you don't partake in any fucking structure of democracy or any other output, you don't get to fucking complain ever. You don't get, because the only chance when you had a choice and when you could have done something, you did nothing.
Information regarding either of them to confidently cast a ballot.
I get that. I mean, they're both really divisive, but like, you know, the effects matter. And like seeing especially what's going on now, I mean, we might not like either of the candidates, one of them getting in, and we got to do our best, you know, to get the least of two evils. I think that is important.
I mean, I personally voted for Trump. I actually worked on his campaign because I actually do. I don't like everything he says, but I like his policies, and I believe that he allows people to live their lives and doesn't try to get involved with all of your business.
Wait, so you said you worked on his campaign? Did you guys didn't have to get vaccinated for that, or?
So that was a 2016 campaign.
2016, okay.
I don't think he would have required it for the 2021, but I would work to the 2016 one, didn't do anything for the 2020.
Asabi, I wanted to ask you more about your stance because we mentioned earlier that in general you don't feel like it's anyone's business. We kind of touched on autonomy. I wanted to hear more about why you specifically decide not to vaccinate yourself and your children.
So I grew up very...
Yeah, I was a big advocate of if you don't know shit, don't vote. Yes, that's what I said. I just said you don't get to complain if you don't partake. It's like a chain. It's like a chain of command.
like religious, I guess you could say.
If I deem myself as a little bit uneducated about certain politics and a little bit unaware of my surroundings in that regard, so I don't vote, right? Because I would rather the correct party lose a potential vote than the wrong party gaining a vote because of my mishap of being a dumb fuck. I don't want to be a dumb fuck for society. Being a dumb fuck for myself is okay. Being a dumb fuck for others is not crazy.
In my belief, like vaccines are like a no-go. Like we don't believe that we should put like poison in our bodies, and like we think that we should just handle everything in a holistic way. So
She was like, religious reason? Is she thinking about this on the spot?
And 1 Corinthians 2:5 says, you know, our faith shouldn't be trusted in the wisdom of men, but in the power of God.
Exactly.
And so for me, it's like, that doesn't mean that like man has ultimate wisdom, but like what they try to push of like, this is what you need to do, like that automatically throws red flags for me.
he used a Bible verse for me that was like, okay, he believes in kind of like the same thing I believe in. Biblically speaking, for me, it's like back when, you know, in pharaohs in those days, they were killing babies. And then with the vaccine, it's like, I just don't trust it because you're trying to mandate something that could possibly harm or kill someone. And
As a
it's just like-
pharmacist, I know how much Big Pharma puts money in this
And the left for
constantly.
so long has been, oh, we're against big pharma.
I was
And then
gonna
all of a
say
sudden they
that.
jump
I was
in and it's
gonna
like,
say that.
everyone needs to listen to what Pfizer says. Everyone needs to listen to what Moderna and J&J says.
She said that she was very much into the pharmaceutical industry.
Interesting
Kind of said she
perspective.
wasn't very political, and I feel like at this point it is kind of a political statement if you are not vaccinated.
If you feel like the mole is still in the box and you'd like to continue playing the game, please raise your hand. You need a majority vote, and since it's just the two of you, instead we're going to ask, can you share your suspicions? Let's air it out and let's have a conversation.
Uh-oh.
I know it was Nico. That's number one.
Yeah.
Just because I think he was throwing out buzzwords, like he developed the character.
And he also talked about how he didn't have to get the vaccine at first in Oregon.
Go to college in Oregon.
I was pretty confident it was Nico. I don't know who the other person would be. I don't suspect anyone else.
I think it was Ryan too, honestly, because Ryan, when he first said, this is the first COVID test I've ever taken. I trust you. I do trust you, but you do seem very much like you've researched a lot.
Neither of you guys voted also in the election, you said, correct?
Right.
I do find that kind of interesting just because I feel like it is so polarized.
Somebody's about to pull out a
totally
fucking
with
gun.
you on that mentality, but like just being around a lot of libertarian circles, there are a lot of people, and you guys both kind of said you're libertarian.
The music, sorry.
I
music.
honestly don't really have a strong political view, honestly.
Where we are now in the world, it almost is a statement to not be vaccinated. Now it's not just like, oh, I wasn't provided enough information. You can go to CVS and get it for free. You are kind of making a political statement whether you like it or not if you aren't vaccinated.
I assume most of us don't agree with the mainstream media or like watch a lot of that because obviously there's a narrative that's pushed there. So I was gonna ask, what type of media outlets do you guys consume?
Follow the Daily Wire, Matt Walsh, Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens. Those are probably like the people I listen to the most.
The Daily Wire I've had a little bit of trouble with because Ben Shapiro has really like promoted vaccines.
Yeah, I disagree with that part,
I like
yeah.
Candace Owens, but yeah, I don't know. I've kind of gone on and off.
Oh my God.
But I like Steven Crowder. I like Dr. Robert Malone, Hank Pecker. There's a lot of different streamers and.
Like who?
I like Dr. Robert Malone, Hank Pecker.
Wait, who is that?
There's a lot of different streamers and media outlets that I think do push a more like you should be able
Well,
to
like the Hassan.
your own body.
She worked in the medical field, and that is an area where you do have to typically be vaccinated.
I think being anti-vax is a big political statement, so that looked a little off to me.
I was pretty bummed. I thought I had spoken pretty well about my beliefs, so I was surprised.
Surprised,
If the
okay.
lights turn red, that means a mole is still in the box and you lose. If the lights turn green, that means you have voted the mole out and you win.
They voted everybody out. This is gonna be green for sure. Well, they voted everybody out. It's the.
No, it's not me. It's you.
It's you. It's gotta be you.
I think it's Matt.
It's
So
her.
on the count of three.
I mean,
I'm
she said
gonna
Ben
ask
Shapiro
the two
unironically.
moles to step out and reveal themselves. 1, 2.
It's my birthday. Can I get a Feels birthday man smile?
I should have known it was Mason.
Going into it, I was like, okay, he and I
Don't worry about it, Dan.
we have an
me, man.
alliance. Like, we're good. He definitely sold me, so, like, well done, my friend.
I'm very politically engaged, so I've had a lot of conversations with people just about, you know, whether or not people should get vaccines, whether or not there should be government mandates, that type of thing. I've heard a lot of opinions on both sides. My goal here was to kind of just be really subtle about it and to kind of just sow doubt in the vaccine, not really take a hard stance of like pandemic or like microchips, you know, that extreme wing, because I don't think anyone really here is on that, you know, spectrum.
Honestly, I said that because I was trying to get some points because I thought, like, if I say pandemic, I'm good to go.
Yeah, I'm a pharmacist. I actually was a part of the initial movement to vaccinate. I went to nursing homes, put vaccine in arms. A big part of my experience with that is just seeing how much of a toll COVID has taken on my fellow healthcare workers. I have people that work in the ED and see how tragic that is. One of my closest friends actually lost her father to COVID. There's a lot of data in medicine that I question all the time. As a person of color and as a woman, I know how much the data is against people like me being treated. But the vaccine is something that I've seen time and time again.
What?
As a person of color and as a woman, I know how much the data is against people like me being treated. But the vaccine is something that I've seen time and time again.
What the fuck is the correlation?
that I don't typically question. The data just stands for
What the fuck is the correlation, yo?
me, so I stand with it. I really do understand why a lot of people are concerned with how far can government reach and what does that mean for the common people? Where do we draw the line? I think that is
Data is tested on men in white? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
genuinely a super important conversation to have.
Most people who are skeptical of the vaccine are either consuming that from certain media outlets or just people that are around them really pushing that idea. If we as people who think vaccines are important don't actually interact with them, they're just kind of stuck in that bubble, and that's not helpful for anybody. High fives around, high fives around.
I loved it. I've always been ready.
I mean, easy clap. I mean, is what it is. Okay, that was very odd.